this episode of mySURFtv, we road trip around Europe with the world's best. We catch up with surfboard shaper and big wave charger Dylan Longbottom, and we talk story with Hawaiian royalty Mason Ho. G'day, I'm Ronnie Blakey. Welcome to another big episode of mySURFtv. Today we're going to kick things off in style. We've got Sean Doherty chatting to one of my favourite humans on the planet, Hawaiian Style Master Mason Ho. Enjoy.
You grew up in the middle of the Irons era, and it was just what influence did that pair have on you?
Everything. Thank God for the Irons blood. When I grew up, everything was like my dad's era, kind of, or like my dad and my Uncle Derek. But I was more like my dad, so it was like Dad, MR, a couple guys I like Robbie Page, and then there's like Tom Carroll and all these super like sick guys. Uncle Barton Lynch, Al Byrne, like, just to name a few. A couple in Uncle Derek's era as well, of course. Because I wasn't really into surfing until like I was like maybe 10, so that was already like Slater and all them. I was like, okay, well, Slater's the man. Or I always seen him around when I was like causing trouble at the ASP banquets and stuff at Turtle Bay. Like, ask every pro for money to go to the arcade. They'd all just give me like, I'd go with like a bundle of ones. But I remember like anyone who'd give it to me, I'd be like, hey, he's like one of my favorites. But I never would watch surfing, but like as a person. But then I'd be like, hey, Kelly gave me a huge bundle tonight. Like I'd be with my friends, me and Crew, my friend Crew Surratt, and his dad like coached all of them, like all the best. So I'd be like, all I know is I like Kelly, cause look at this bundle of ones he gave me. and then Crew would be like, well, Barton Lynch is probably the gnarliest guy of the whole night. Like, look at this, and then, or whatever. And then I'd just be like, oh, and we'd have all our like money, you know. But yeah, I already forgot the question. Damn it.
Andy Bruce.
Oh, yeah, Andy and Bruce. But Andy and Bruce for me was everything, because right when I got into surfing when I was like 9, 10, they were like the coolest thing ever. Yeah, I think they were probably like late teens by then. And then I just got to see them kind of like come up and do their thing right when I was like really into surfing. Like right when I was taking in like a bunch of surfing, because I was so into it, they were like the coolest from Hawaii, I thought. But I just remember always seeing Andy and Bruce at all like the Pipe Masters, and I got stories about like both of them every single year at the Pipe Masters, like a new gnarly, like a weird gnarly story every year. They'd like, some about them would just draw me to them, and I was always like, trouble. Or not trouble, but I was gonna make a little like scene wherever I went. I like drop chicken on Andy's board and he's getting ready, just look at me, want to kill me. I'm like, it's good luck. Show you chicken, grease. Oh, I'm gonna come dry it off, wait. Don't even like, but Andy was always so cool to me. He'd like, Andy was always like the super, super nice one. And Bruce was, because Andy was always so nice to me that I just think anything he says like is good, just do it, and then he'd set me up with Bruce and make me say like dumb stuff to Bruce, and I'd like say some little remark that only like Andy would be saying or whatever. I don't even know what I remember saying a couple. I probably can't say it on camera, but just like little kids saying that to Bruce right after his heat in front of all the boys and stuff. Bruce was just like, oh, he just give me a little flare real quick. Oh, doo-doo boy, little doo-doo boy. Doo-doo all over your pants or something. I'm just like, oh, what? Like, bro, like, looking at Andy, oh, what? Like, what'd you make me say to him? But how, like, you know, he just rousing me in front of everyone. Like, did I rouse him? What? And then, so, like, I'd always be scared, and then I'd just forget about it. And the next time I see Bruce, like, what's up, Bruce? He's like, oh, yeah, doo-doo boy. I'm just like, well, what? I'm done for life. Where's Andy right now? Where is he? Yeah. Or just like, where is he? I just need some hugs.
Well, stick around, because after the break we're going to check in with big wave charger and surfboard shaper Dylan Longbottom. He's living the dream up there in Indonesia. And don't forget, everything you've seen on today's show, plus so much more, is available to watch 24/7 on mysurf.tv. Welcome back to mySURFtv. Dylan Longbottom is one of the best big wave surfers on the planet. But these days, he's living life up in Bali, Indonesia. Let's see what he's been up to.
My old man made surfboards for like 30 years, so I was always in around factories from a little grom. I'd always looked up at the shapers. I just want to be like them, so. Getting paid as a free surfer, it wasn't quite covering the bills. Instead of being on the building side, I'd rather be in the shaping bay. We thought we're ready for our next move, and things were happening in Bali, and I kind of moved my base here, but I still go back to Australia 1 week a month and catch up all my custom and team and get to surf all the reefs at home, and it's good. So yeah, it's taken a while, but now I've really set up a good clientele from so many surfers coming here. I set up my own little board store out at Chengdu there. It's a good little base, and it's great for my kids to surf because there's always waves and it's warm water, so. Indonesia is a great place to raise kids, you know, like they get to see different cultures. My kids are learning another language. It's just, I think it's opened their mind up to other things, and when I was a grom, I would have been the ultimate. Like people come here and see our kids, they go surfing, they're eating at the rorungs, they're all hanging out, having a ball. It's the ultimate, they're living the dream, you know. We get all our materials, all of our blanks come from Australia, all of these come from South Coast Foam at Burleigh Heads. All my materials come from Australia. I'm still shaping it. The machines are from Australia too. It's exactly the same. For each month when I go back to Oz, I wait for that one swell, and there's usually only one real good swell a month, so it works better for me, and then I can go home and shape at the same time, catch up everyone in the water and in the bay, and then while I'm here, I'm getting all the swells, because there's kind of a swell a week here. I've been shaping for Laurie for like over 10 years now, probably more. He's pretty underrated when the waves are small, you know, 3 foot. He's got everything. He'll be one of the best when it's paddle in 15, 20 foot, or we're towing huge choper or ship stands, you know. So from tow boards, performance to short boards, everything. Yeah, I've been really lucky to be able to work with him and still doing it. It was good time with him because I knew he was there for me, and then vice versa. He knew I was there for him. We knew our equipment was right because we'd done it so many times before there on the boards I've shaped, so it was like the perfect time. I have so many models now from, you know what I mean, from the small wave fun boards to 9 foot paddle boards to tow boards and kids boards. So it's just trying to refine and get everything, you know, like getting speed and the manoeuvrability and just trying to fit the right model for the right surfers.
There is plenty more coming up after the break, including our road trip through Europe with the world's best surfers, and we'll get part 2 of our chat with Sean Doherty and Mason Ho as they talk story. Welcome back to mySURFtv. Now, Europe is home to some of the best beach breaks on the planet, and when the world's best surfers head there each season, there is mind-blowing free surfing sessions. Here's some of what went down just recently.
Out there, man. Look at the conditions. Drove around 3 hours, checked every single spot. At least we know we're not missing something better. We probably are though, guaranteed.
I just just don't know what to say. You know it's a grind, I take no holidays. I doubt you'd regret it to meet me halfway, but I guess that it ain't mine to say. You might be some kind of stranger, something to stay away from. You might be careless and you might be cruel, but baby, I might just be dumb. You might be some kind of dangerous game. You might just not be so sure. You might be A-list, you might be a bum, an angel of some tour.
Coming up after the break, more laughs as we check out the second part of our chat with Sean Doherty and Mason Ho. Don't forget, all this and plenty more is available to watch 24/7 at mySURFtv. Great to have your company. Now it's time to check in once again as we chat with Mason Ho.
Andy Wood, like, he was so cool. I remember, like I got all these guys' boards, but here's my favorite. And he'd just be like, yeah, I'm gonna get you like 5 more of those. And I'm like, what? And he's just like, yeah, man. And then we just start, and he's like, you know what I like about it was the little spray they put on, and I'm just like, oh, that's what I like. Like, and and I know he has his heat coming up, and like, I'm just like, dude, he's got his heat coming up. He's talking to me about him in little plastic boards. And I was like, so little, I knew this stuff because I kind of knew how the comp works. Like, Dad would be on his program, and I'm like, how come this guy just will talk to me about little plastic? And then he'd be like, what, you shaving or something? And I'm like 13 years old, and I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, good, don't shave, man. It's coming in already. And then he's like, I remember shaving when I was young. He's like, I shaved too early, now look at this. He's like, I gotta shave every day. And I was just like, okay. And then right there, like, whew, taking in all this stuff. And then went out for his heat, wins and stuff. I just went straight home and shaved. I had like no hair on my face at all. And just like, Andy did it. Boom, and now and then I got like a mustache with him. Like, it was pretty nice. Now I'm fully screwed, like he said. And then he got on the Billabong and started winning the world titles. And every time I seen him, I was just getting a little older, you know, and he'd just have like that same, I got older every year. I kind of caught on the drift that like going up to him and like making a big scene was kind of not the cool thing to do. So when I was little, that was my big thing. Like, I'm like, dude, I'd tell my friends, like, Pat, Dad's my coach. Or they're like, I'm gonna tackle Slater right now. Slater was so cool. He was like the best at the time, so he was like the most targeted guy. But he was like so cool about it. I wonder if he still remembers it. I never really got to talk to him about it. But he was the coolest. I'd tackle the daylights out of him. I'd only be able to get him when I'd get his ankles. I tried to like tackle him from his up here or anywhere above like his knees. I'd just dead end, just hit the ground, and then he'd just stuff my face in the sand, just and sometimes bury my head. I remember at the Eddy once, he tried to bury my head before his heat at the Eddy. Just a couple gnarly ones, and then one time at Pipe, I think I ran up to him and I tried to stick him and didn't get him down. I remember I'd always get him down when there's no one around. And then when everyone was around, I wouldn't be able to get him. But then one time I didn't get him and I came up couldn't believe I didn't get him, and he just went, or he just went boom, but he did I still trip on it till this day because I was such a little kid. I've never had big arms, you know, look at my arms are small, you know, when I was a kid they're really small, and he somehow made it so loud. It was like a pack, but it didn't hurt. Okay, yeah. Didn't hurt at all, but but it was hard.
Like a slap punch.
Yeah, slap punch. And then I remember looking at all the Japanese people and everyone, because everyone wanted his autograph. And I remember looking at everyone did you guys see that? He just hit a kid. What? And then he's and he had his jersey on, just going out for his heat. He's like, so go hit me. I'll never forget. And he boom, just pulls out his arm. And I just remember seeing that huge arm, and I'm just bro, I will not punch that arm. No way, yeah, this little thing, I'm gonna break my arm. I already knew that trick. And then he yeah, that's what I thought, kind of didn't, I think he joked, and then he let go of it soft. I'm just and then didn't even do anything, and he's just
changes everything. And love is all you need to bring. And love changes everything.
Unfortunately, that's all we've got time for on this episode, but don't forget, everything you've seen and so much more can be viewed online 24/7 at mysurf.tv. I'm Ronnie Blakey, I'll see you next time. mySURFtv is powered by Surfing Australia and Nudie.